All right, hello. My name is Justin Kinsey, and I'm going to be showing you both my projects. The first application is the voting app from the lab, and the second project is the grade application from the lab as well. Getting into the first project for the grades. Let's open it up. So this takes input for the name, the number of tests that is dynamic, and then it will take the test. It'll calculate the highest grade that was input, um, and it'll put that in the CSV, and then as well, it will calculate the grade based on the number of tests and the grades they got, similar to the A, B, C, D, and F scale grading system. So for student name, it'll accept blank and give anonymous. So we'll leave that blank for now. So say we put in like a string character A, was enter valid information for number of scores. Say it's just blank for the number of scores. Again, because the student name can be blank for anonymous. Say we put 2 here, put some text in. So now say we change this, boom, and then 2 is still wiped as well. Every time the number of tests is changed, then the fields are wiped. Okay, so say we put an incorrect entry here. So please enter valid test score for score 1. Now the scores can only go from 0 to 100. So that's 105. Valid test score. So let's give an actual entry now. Say we give 150 for the name anonymous, and this should be a 75, so a C. Now over here on the side, I don't have the CSV created, so this will create it on a successful submission. So down here, we'll open up CSV, anonymous, 150. The highest was 100, and the grade is a C. It ignored these zeros because we put 2 in for the entry field. So going back, you asked me in the CSV to include the actual grade based on the tests, and that is this right here, the actual grade calculated on the inputted tests, not just the blank fields that the user couldn't even see. You asked me to change floats in the logic so the CSV could calculate the grade itself. So I can show that. And that's here in these test ones. This is a pretty simple fix or suggestion, I guess. It worked before, but this is better. You also asked me to wipe the fields on successful submissions. And going back, you can see submitted down here is green, and these were wiped. So yeah, that's project 1. Let's go to project 2 now. So this is the voting app, and we'll open it up here. All right. So this takes a voter ID, and it specifically wants integers, not names or anything. And then it'll take a candidate from these radio buttons. You can only select one of, and then an option to opt into email notifications. So let's show this here. We didn't enter an ID. We can't just enter anything blank. And again, off to the side, you'll see there is no CSV created yet. So do this numerical voter ID. So do 1, 2, 3. Say we choose independent. Submitted. So we go over here. 1, 2, 3, independent, and we did not opt in. Now this voting app, you can't submit if your voter ID is already in there. So we have 1, 2, 3 on the side. We'll go 1, 2, 3 again. We'll even choose the same thing, independent. Your voter ID is already in use. Okay, so let's do 2, 3, 4. So we go Democrat. And for this project, you also asked me to add a green message on a successful submission, and that's the submitted right here. Um, you asked me to clear the voter ID box, which you can see right here. It's clean, it's cleared, and that's 2, 3, 4 from the previous submission off to the side. And then you asked me as well to reset the candidate on submission, and you can see that it's wiped right here. So just for good measure, um, say I don't select a candidate, please select a candidate, and then it removes that successful submission from the previous as well. So let's do this. Oh, boom. The fields are wiped. Go over here, 4, 5, 6. Um, yeah. So to wrap up my projects, some of the new concepts learned while developing. I'd say for these that I didn't really have to work outside of what we learned in class to get them done, but I really had to kind of learn more about tracking the state of the program as we're kind of handling events versus just like printing to the console or to the terminal. So that required a lot more brain power and kind of just planning and backtracking through different functions and like what is what really. I had to spend a lot more time with that. That was definitely something new to me. For challenges encountered and how they were addressed. So when I was working on these projects, I had notes for it. Just things that, as I did the first project, like um, that I thought might be handy to be able to reference. So like being able to hide the label. That was really just me remembering to the dot hide method. But specifically for challenges, having getters and logic return needed value or none. So being consistent in what and how I was validating. So if I was going to handle like try and accept blocks in the submit, or if I was going to have a function that would get the value and return it, if that was going to handle, and I wasn't consistent in project 2, I believe it was. So I had to straighten that out, and that kind of leads to the concepts I know better and appreciate was to really pay attention to the return statements. And I also appreciated the type hinting, I think it's called. So I can show this here in this project, I believe. Let's see. Yeah, so right here, like retrieves the candidate's choice. It's so simple. I can appreciate this clean block of code. Like if the candidate is none, so we can come up here to get candidate. So I see that it will return a string or none. String for successful and none if not, right there. And then I come down. And then, yeah, so again, like paying attention to the state of the program, what your return statements are doing. If I'm not successful in achieving the candidate, then I want to break out. I want to return. And yeah, I'd say that I also learned to appreciate functions in general. Like it sounds so simple, but like looking at this is pretty satisfying, I guess. It wasn't, it took until the second project for me to really be able to do that. I think I didn't see how to do it in the first project as well. So in the second one, I really made an effort to be successful with that. I wanted to make sure that I broke up the function itself and just made calls to other functions to retrieve information, which I also appreciate getter functions. Those are very nice, and being consistent with those I found to be really important. Like again, like I said, with the return values. And yeah, those are my projects. I did have a lot of fun doing them. They were enjoyable. And yeah, thank you.